I've had my stair nose sitting off to the side like this for months. It was installed about 15 years ago using some basic liquid nail construction adhesive and held up pretty well until I replaced my refrigerator. The weight of the refrigerator's going up and down popped it right off. A couple questions I had when thinking about reattaching was, what's the best adhesive to use now, and will construction adhesive like liquid nail bond over itself? In other words, how well do I have to prep the two surfaces? And to start off, the best adhesive. I did watch a bunch of YouTube videos of people comparing the different adhesive brands and ran across one that was very thorough. The top option was this Gorilla Max Strength Clear Construction Adhesive. Since they're all priced about the same, I went with this. And next, how well do we need to prep? According to multiple sources, construction adhesive will bond over itself, but it's best to remove as much as possible to ensure you get a proper bond. So this is what I'll do here. The best tools I've found were just a chisel and a hammer, and take your time. Spending as much time as I did to remove all the old adhesive is a bit overkill. Once I removed that loose stuff in the beginning, it probably would have been fine, but I did have a little time on my hands, so I went hard in the paint. And this is what the finished product looks like. It's basically back to brand new. Now it's time to focus our attention on the remaining adhesive on the floor. And here's what the floor looks like. Thankfully, the clumps of old liquid nail pops right off the particle board subfloor. Here's the adhesive we'll be working with. As you can tell, it says it's good for subfloor, which is what we're working with. The instructions say we need to make sure our surfaces are clean and free of dirt. We need to use in temps above 40 degrees, cut the nozzle at a 45-degree angle, and insert into a cartridge gun. Then apply it to one surface in a zigzag pattern. Within 10 minutes of applying, we need to press the surfaces together for 30 to 60 seconds. It is repositionable for 30 minutes. Cure time is 24 hours and can vary based on temperatures. The instructions say you only have to apply to one side, but I did both. The only thing you want to keep an eye on if you apply to both sides is squeeze out. If you have any, make sure you wipe it up immediately. One tip here is before you add your adhesive, come up with a plan on how you're going to set your workpiece. This is a tight fit, so it would have been really easy to get adhesive all over the place. I did a test run before to make sure this didn't happen. My step had a little bow in it, so the ends weren't going exactly where I wanted them. If it wasn't for the bow and me having to force it into place, the painter's tape would have done its job of just holding it into place until the adhesive dried. I tried to use some weights also, but as you can tell, it was stubborn. But in the end, I was okay with this position. This is the little gap I'd like to have closed, but I couldn't figure out a way to press it tight for a long period of time without screwing a block or nailing a block into the wall. The instructions say to let it cure for 24 hours, and I think it's been about 30 to 35 hours, so let's get this tape off and see how secure it is. Alright, this is what it looks like, and let's give it a jiggle to see if there's any play or if we've got a permanent stair nose. And to be honest, this is extremely sturdy. I'm always surprised at how well construction adhesive holds. Let's see if this Gorilla adhesive can last 15 years like the old liquid nail.